Hello there, and welcome back to the channel where today we are back with another episode and another month of Tycoon news for the month of September 2019. Although it is the 6th of October when this goes out, we'll ignore that fact and pretend I'm in my own fantasy calendar world, essentially. Anyway, yeah, there are several announcements today, several updates and several releases to go over, so without any further ado, here we go. Firstly, we have the recent announcement of Mondo Museum. Mondo Museum is a management tycoon game which allows you to create, construct, and curate your very own museum company or museum establishment. The game includes a large amount of in-depth features, including the ability to create intricate and detailed museum layouts using several hundred assets from several museum areas such as space, dinosaur, and more. There's also art, and there's a couple other, some of the trailers at least showed us some Egyptian items as well. Alongside the exhibits, you will also have to ensure you keep your customers happy and informed, else risk losing out to the competitors in the market. Personally, I am really excited for the game, and I cannot wait to see how the game develops as it is, developed essentially. It will release at some point in 2020, and to get all the updates and the actual release date when it's announced, you can follow the links in the description below. Next up, we have some substantial updates from Software Inc. Software Inc.'s Alpha 11 update has released this week, bringing with it a whole load of major changes and fixes to the game. These changes substantially modify how software creation and management in the game function. This game now contains what they call tech levels, which come along with a new research system, submarkets, a new education system, and employee specialization system, purchasing deals, publishing deals, software frameworks, curved wall tools, fires, and burglaries. As alongside, there's bathroom germs also in the game now. The game also has a series of optimization fixes. The game engine has been updated to Unity 2017, which will remove apparently many of the bugs and issues the game is facing in terms of lag and optimization. These updates as well, the general major updates there, have completely changed the game and the way the game plays in general, as well as many of the main mechanics. As I said before, these updates have completely and utterly changed the game's core mechanics and in general how the game functions. Personally, I've started a small series on the Alpha 11 update, and it has changed the game a lot for the better. There's a lot more enjoyment out of some of the more confusing areas in the game. One area we didn't go over for is law. There are now lawsuits in the game. That's at the end of my script for some reason. Anyway, I'm sure if you enjoyed the original Software Inc. or any of the previous updates, you'll be very interested to see what the game is like now. For more information, you can find the links and how to get that update in the description below. At the start of this month, Hotel Magnate came to the end of its highly popular Kickstarter campaign. Thanks to the dedicated fan base of the game spreading the word alongside the marketing tactics of Crytevo, the game managed to push over its £30,000 goal, which was very good indeed. It has been successfully funded and is now on to further development. Now that the game has been funded, however, those that bought the relevant tiers will be able to try out the early alpha version of the game that we're seeing in some YouTube videos as well. However, if you weren't able to back the game with its release slated for the start of 2020, I'm sure there will be a lot of gameplay, sneak peeks, and releases to come in the next few months on their Discord server and Steam community pages. So I'd recommend you follow along on those and wait until the relevant release date comes out. Currently, it's only going to release some point in 2020, the start of 2020. Kind of March area was suggested. Whether or not it will meet that target, we'll find out. Moving along, we have a new game in the form of Transport Inc. If you have yet to hear of Transport Inc., it is a game which allows you to become the manager of the largest transportation organization in the world. I mean, as long as you manage to make that company you have the largest organization in the world, having to manage cars, planes, buses, and trains, alongside vans and trucks even, in order to forever optimize and enhance your logistics service around the world. The game will contain at launch 27 vehicle types, real-world maps, and unexpected events for you to play through in a level-by-level scenario area or a sandbox game mode as well. For more information on the game, there are its Steam pages linked below. The game has what seems to be some very cool management mechanics, and hopefully will launch to some solid gameplay. We'll find out very soon. On the 26th of this month, Flotsam, the floating garbage survival game, released 2 mixed reviews on Steam, with many highlighting the solid core mechanics and great graphics, but criticizing the lack of fleshed out gameplay and the myriad of bugs that were plaguing the game. If you've yet to hear of Flotsam, it's a floating city builder, as we said previously, in a desolate, garbage-filled ocean landscape. The game places you as the owner and controller of a little floating civilization, tasking you, with a job of growing, evolving, and ensuring the survival of yourself and your residents. With a constant lack of food and clean water, you'll be in a constant battle to survive in these dangerous and difficult conditions. Personally, the game was quite fun when I played it. However, on a larger scale, once you get deeper into the game, it gets a little more grindy and a little more buggy, so hopefully we can sort those issues out, and once they have them sorted out, it'll be well worth the price. However, at the moment, for an early access game, £22, many people are criticizing the high price for what you get. For more info and some footage of the game, you can see the links below in the description. Rise of Industry was one of the most popular Tycoon releases in recent years, and after its road to release this past year, we have information on a new DLC releasing in the later months of this year, with the name Rise of Industry 2130. The DLC will place you over 100 years into the future, where your business will lie in ruins after mankind's disrespect for Earth and its resources. You are left with a barren and desolate world, and it is your job to create all new technology to fix humanity's wrongs and sort out the mess the world is in. This, of course, is for a game which is all about collecting and transporting and building stuff with resources. The DLC will contain a series of new modernized buildings and vehicles, new management features, alongside a new soundtrack. For more information and updates on this DLC, for when it'll come out and for what it will contain, you can follow the links in the description. Thanks to a user on the Tycoon Reddit, Spellcaster University appeared on my list of games to check out earlier this month. Spellcaster University lets you build, well, I mean, a magic university, obviously, but to go into further detail, you will get to build your school, manage your budget, and ensure you have the necessary teachers to educate your students well. You can choose and train in harmony and nature, or in necromancy and demonology. You must control all of this while also fending off attacks from orc tribes hoping to steal your wares and kill your students in the school. Honestly, a Tycoon game on Magic is not something that was on my list of games I'd want to play, but now that it exists, it's something I do want to take a look at, and something that if you want to take a look at, that you could find in the description below. Next up, we have a rather interesting game in the form of Build, the ultimate sandbox building game. Build is a game which allows you to design your very own fantasy world using over 600 separate items available within the game. The game contains no story, no management, no economy, and no timers, if it is the definition of a sandbox, and really can't be classed as a Tycoon game, and in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have added it to Tycoon News, but here we go. I'm happy for writing the script, so I may as well continue on. Build is a fantastic little sandbox game to let your voxel creativity go wild, and if unlimited possibility is something you're interested in, you can pick up the Steam version, or go to the App Store or Google Play Store to pick up the free App Store version instead. Lastly, we have some news from the developer of Mashinky. Of October 6th, the game will introduce road vehicles alongside its train-based logistics management mechanics, allowing you to extend your transportation company to a further distance never before seen. The new road vehicle will allow for further depth to the transportation process. They can be used on existing town roads. Road vehicles will also use a new physics model, and the ability to combine rail and road travel into one package has also been added into the game. To read the full changelog and to experience the changes yourself, you can give the game a shot and read up on all the changes at the links in the description. That is it for this month. That is all we have to go over. That is the main topics, at least. There are many more little news areas, which I'm sure you'll find on some of the Steam community pages and on the Reddit for Tycoon games itself. But for the time being, I'll thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next month with October's news, when it's actually October and not September/October.